Is it just me, or are we living in an age of time to where we panic buy? We see an epidemic going on, a hurricane going on, and our instinct tells us to go out and panic buy. Panic buy is when there's an epidemic or a pandemic going on, or a hurricane, and we try to get everything stocked up. You know, food, water, toilet paper. When COVID happened, everybody panicked buy and fought over toilet paper. Well, if you were scrolling down YouTube or social media this morning, you might have noticed, what you might have noticed was a little something like this.
It's happening.
What you might have noticed was a little something like this. Stuff out of stock. Stuff like this out of stock, and people venting on social media, like everything. Look at this. Everybody's buying the toilet paper, bottles of water, and there's like a few little toilet papers. I mean, even this man was even skeptical about buying toilet paper. Well, that's what's happening with all these people. Even the meats are out of stock. So it's a question in everyone's minds. Why is this happening? And what's going on right? And why is this happening today? Here's Stephen Fabian.
Oh, it's happening again. Panic buying for toilet paper.
Everybody's panic buying right now.
Social media is flooded with empty store shelves. People are stocking up on essentials like bottled water, paper towels, and especially toilet paper.
We sold out of toilet paper by 11:30 a.m.
We're out of paper towels. We're out of toilet paper. We're out of Poland spring water.
Check out the inside of this Sam's Club. All of the meat is sold out, and there's barely any bottled water left. It's a similar scene inside this Walmart too. It's reminding many of the early days of the pandemic. So what is causing this crazy rush on goods? It's because of the dock workers strike that has shut down 36 ports in the East and the Gulf Coast. I went to Costco in Wharton, New Jersey, and saw it firsthand.
This Costco is packed. The lines at checkout are super long. Lots of people are stocking up on bottled water, which they have plenty of, but they're completely sold out of toilet paper and paper towels. There's even a sign at the door.
It says, "We are currently out of stock on paper towels and toilet paper." But Consumer Reports' Brian Vine says there is no need to panic.
No one needs to be panicking about where their next TP is coming from. America makes toilet paper. We do not import it.
He says that the strike will impact some goods, but not essentials that are made right here in the USA.
Oh my God, there's an epidemic! What do we do? Let's go get some toilet paper! Oh my God, going again! Let's go get some toilet paper! Please. Oh, please. It's not cool to be... There's no need to panic. Stuff like this happens. Just because you go on strike doesn't mean you need to stock up on, food and water. Like, I can get stuck up on your groceries. And even then, there's no need to panic. No need to panic at all. And hey, look, when the pandemic happened, when hurricanes happen, our instinct tells us to go stock up. People wait until the last fucking minute, and where are the eggs? Where's the bread? Where's the milk? It's like, are you guys making French toast? Or are you selling it? Are you selling goods that we need to survive? Golly. Might notice we're going in widescreen today. 2 different camera angles. But what you might not realize is this, I get it. I mean, going through the comments section, TP and bottled water is made in USA, idiots. The port strike won't affect it. No, it's channels like this that said shelves will be empty if the dock workers go on strike. That caused the panic buying. Keep it up. This is why everyone is laughing in America, because of our stupidity. If you think stupidity is funny, okay. If there's a crisis, toilet paper wouldn't be my top priority. Nobody is panic buying until you report there is panic buying. Stop spreading fear inside Edition. It's actually media's fault, aka your fault for claiming the shelves will be empty from the strike. The intelligence. Not this again. It's so dumb. That food doesn't even come from our overseas. Just coffee, clothes, and cars. Panic buying's not having to calm down. Buy what you need. This is not the pandemic. This is the pandemic all over again, which it's not. Even if it was a pandemic, we wouldn't even be here right now. I mean, I went to Walmart, I went to HB this morning, and nobody was panic buying. Nobody. Nobody was panic buying. Even if I respect here, of course, Christy or Millie. Let's go get some toilet paper. Wow. This is gonna be, we're gonna do half-hour Thursdays. That's right, we're gonna be doing half-hour. We're gonna be coming on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Thursdays are half-hour shows. If we have to go to 6 days a week. So we go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're gonna go back into 6 days a week, possibly 5 days. So 5 to 6 days. Thursdays and Sundays will be half an hour. So we're starting to get you focused in on some issues that you are so desperate for us to talk about. So, in 60 seconds, an inside dish investigation that you do not want to miss. And later on viral break, Woody gets hacked. Stay with us. Take a look at this video, this body cam footage. It shows a person punching a postal man as the letters come flying around. And many of these people are being attacked. And it's happening again, all these robberies of, you know, postal robberies and people getting beat up. And even 911 is getting called upon on because of these things happening. It's just another example of how mail people deliver mail by robbery. I mean, all these videos right here you see are just up to 500% these days. And as we're about to show you, it can lead to people losing the mail jobs. So the question is, what can you do to protect yourself from this happening ever again? Here's Lisa Guerrero.
This menace just punched the mailman, scattering his letters across the street in a random act of violence. Unfortunately, it's not an isolated incident. Postal workers across America are under attack. Watch as masked men shove this New Jersey mailman to the ground as he cries for Siri to call 911. And when an armed robber points a gun at this postal worker in Ohio,
oh my god, here.
She pleads for her life.
I'm sorry, just go, please, no.
So why have postal worker robberies jumped more than 500% since 2019? They're often after a master key, similar to this. Every postal worker carries one to open mailboxes on their route, but in the wrong hands, authorities say it's like criminals having a key to the city. Watch as this couple uses one to casually unlock the mailboxes at an apartment building in LA. Within moments, they've stuffed 2 bags to the brim.
Once a criminal gets that key, it's an absolute free-for-all. Apartment panels, P.O. boxes, something has to be done.
Postal Police Association President Frank Albergo says mail theft has skyrocketed since the force was told in 2020 they only have authority to make arrests on post office property, not on public streets.
And here we are, we're in uniform, we're trained to stop mail theft, we're trained to protect letter carriers, and the Postal Service won't allow us to do it. I mean, it's mind-boggling. It's not a difficult concept. You put the cops where the crime is. The mail theft has spiraled out of control. The attacks on letter carriers has spiraled out of control. And quite frankly, the Postal Service is doing very little to stop it.
We took his concern right to the U.S. Postal Inspection Service.
Postal police officers are a valuable part of our organization. Their mission is to protect the mail and our employees, and they do that at large facilities nationwide.
He says they're strategically deployed to provide security on post office property, and that his agency, along with federal, state, and local law enforcement, is equipped to handle the rest.
In 2023, there were 193 arrests made, but there were over 600 of these crimes reported. Is that enough?
The number this year is high, much higher. We have already surpassed that number for this year. We actually have launched a comprehensive initiative called Project Safe Delivery in May of 2023 that seeks to upgrade blue boxes and locking mechanisms on those blue boxes nationwide.
How long will it take for you to upgrade these keys across the country so that every single mailbox and every single mail carrier is safe and equipped with these new keys?
It takes time, and we are working aggressively to introduce this technology, this security technology, to keep our letter carriers safe. These are some of our most important investigations. If you target your mail carrier and rob them, there will be a significant price on your head.
But that hasn't stopped some criminals. Look at what we found for sale online. Not just master keys, but people's actual mail, including checks full of sensitive information. An identity thief's dream.
If you have sent checks using USPS during the last 3 years or so, there's high probability that the check was intercepted by criminal and that your identity is at risk as well.
Cybercrime expert David Maimon says criminals are even using these stolen checks to forge new ones, making it a multi-million-dollar enterprise.
We have strong reason to believe that we are talking about the hundreds of millions of dollars every month.
He found all these stolen checks posted on the dark web. New York City teacher Julie Scheinman never realized one of those checks was hers until we told her.
I have something to show you. Is this a check you wrote?
Oh my goodness. Yes, it's a check I wrote last week.
She says she mailed the $1,500 personal check at this mailbox.
This check has your name on it.
Oh no.
Your address.
Oh.
Your phone number, your signature, and we found this online.
It's the mail. It's the mail.
It's supposed to be safe.
It's supposed to be safe.
The U.S. Postal Inspection Service has launched a new initiative called Project Safe Delivery to protect employees from crimes. They also say they've added enhanced safety measures to combat mail theft, which they say represents a small percentage of the millions of pieces they deliver every day.
They deliver mail every day. So how can you protect yourself? There's probably not enough you can do. Just do your homework, and maybe then you'll learn probably not to even mail. And if they get a hold of your mail, if you feel like they're getting a hold of your mail, just reissue a new one. And even then, close the office. And probably not reopen it. Because if you reopen it, well, I probably won't know what to tell you. Alright. Okay, I didn't know what we were going to talk about next. Alright. Alright, when we return, we got a Pork Game Break when we return. We're probably going to talk about, I don't know what we're going to talk about. We're going to have Pork Game Break when we return. Please stay with us. One of the show's main goals is to help end bullying, which is why I created the Stop Bullying Speak Up group on Facebook. It's to where you can share your stories about when you were bullied, and even then, your stories can be shared on this broadcast. We would love to end bullying. Being a bully is just unacceptable. Being a bystander and sitting doing nothing is just unacceptable. If you're standing by, send help. Together, we can end bullying. Every day in the show, you've heard me say the words, "Stop bullying, speak up," which is the name of the group. Now, y'all know, I take bullying very seriously. Very seriously. And also this month is National Bullying Prevention Month. Parents, you need to talk to your kids all about bullying. There's cyberbullying, there's racist bullying, there's bullying going on everywhere you go, meaning the wild, wild web. We have to take this very seriously, and parents, you need the tools to figure this out. 6 months ago, there was some bullying that happened, and it ended to where a girl fell down the stairs. So what does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? We'll take a look.
Maria Juarez says her daughter dreamt of becoming a nurse. She wanted to ease the physical and financial burden off her mother, who works as a hotel housekeeper.
Muy obediente, muy buena hija, muy buena hermana.
Very obedient, a very good daughter, a very good sister, says Juarez, a single mother of 2. 16-year-old Shaylee Mejia died nearly 1 week ago. According to Juarez, she was rushed to a hospital after fainting at a gathering with friends. Juarez says when she arrived to the hospital, Mejia was unconscious.
Solo exijo es justicia.
She's calling for justice. She and her attorney believe Mejia's death is the result of a head injury inflicted by another student. They say it happened 5 days before she fainted. She says when she arrived to the hospital, she was told her daughter had multiple brain injuries. They provided videos of 2 physical altercations, saying one is from December and another from March. The latter shows Mejia's head slam against a bathroom stall. Juarez says her daughter was bruised after the December incident and eventually told her mother about it. Juarez says she went to the school, felt dismissed, and after insisting was eventually able to file a report with school police. The Los Angeles Unified School District provided Eyewitness News with a statement to the school community sent by the principal saying in part, "While this tragic incident took place outside of school hours and off campus, our heartfelt thoughts remain with those affected by this loss." LAPD told Eyewitness News detectives responded to an incident on March 9th where a victim at a party fell down a flight of stairs. But Juarez and her attorney say Mejia fainted and there were no stairs.
The beatings were not off campus. The beatings were in Manuel Arts High School, where these inept administrators did not protect their daughter.
And Juarez says she was unaware of the March incident until after her daughter's death. The attorney that we spoke with says they are awaiting an autopsy report for a cause of death. While we were here outside of the school, another parent in an unrelated incident told us that her daughter has been facing ongoing bullying and has been physically assaulted several times, including today, and she feels school officials have not done enough. Just one of the concerns that we heard while we were outside of the school.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content.
It's just like this, you know. Here's how it is, you know. We take this very seriously, you know. Everyone does not want to play favorites. I mean, the bully's parents in charge of going, it's not funny, you know. It happened on Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil takes bullying very seriously, and if I had that VHS, if I had the chance to buy that VHS tape on eBay, I would have played you that episode, and we would be here talking about this, probably would be watching that episode. But clearly we are not. And you know why? It's basically because I chose not to buy it. Not just that, it's because because of my budget. There you go. But the thing to understand here is this. Words can kill. I would show you a report for 48 hours talking about bullying. But then CBS would kick my ass. Then CBS would kick my ass and demonetize me and block the episode. the only way that I can do it is to put it on is to do the episode on Vimeo. Which is also we're gonna be doing this throughout when we do our episodes. Throughout our episodes, if it gets blocked, we're gonna be doing it on Vimeo. That's to where, you know, because the example like this should be bullying words can kill the full episode. Well, we're going to play that, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a Give a Break episode while we watch the bullying episode on Vimeo. So it won't be on YouTube. It'll be on Vimeo. So I'll look for that, if you will. Okay. But falling from a flight of stairs. And here's another story last month. Community stands with the victim.
Follow-up file, a bullying incident involving a middle schooler allegedly tormented by 2 high school students led to a heartwarming community moment this morning.
Community members surprised the boy at home to escort him back to school. 17's Michaela Armstrong's in East Bakersfield with the uplifting story.
Turning a negative into a positive was the goal Friday, starting with changing the way the young victim in that viral bullying incident.
Oh, sorry.
For a 17 follow-up
Sorry
file,
about that.
a bullying incident involving a middle schooler allegedly tormented by 2 high school students led to a heartwarming community moment this morning.
Community members surprised the boy at home to escort him back to school. 17's Michaela Armstrong's in East Bakersfield with the uplifting story.
Turning a negative into a positive was the goal Friday, starting with changing the way the young victim in that viral bullying incident looked at heading to and from school.
Whoa! That's a Corvette!
Middle schooler Carter LaShaw woke up to dozens of luxury vehicles in his driveway, ready to take him to school after he was tormented on camera by Golden Valley High School bullies, forcing him to lick one teen's shoes. Amir Hamad worked with Porsche Bakersfield to make it happen and said he wanted to help LaShaw cheer up after the incident.
Each and every single one of us have been through something like that. And because of that, you know, I wanted to show Carter that he's special and bullying has no place here. No kid should ever have to go through that and be robbed of their smile and their happiness. Every kid deserves to be happy.
And it paid off, as LaShaw, a car lover himself, couldn't have been more happy to ride to school in style.
The Corvette, I was pretty excited, and that's when I saw the Corvette, so I was really happy. It's fun, and it's pretty cool that a lot of people showed up for me.
LaShaw also received a brand new iPhone and an outpouring of donations through a GoFundMe, totaling nearly $1,000, started by his neighbor, Anna Zendejas.
Me as a mom, when I seen it, I cried because I would never want my daughter to go through something like this. So knowing it was one of her friends, it really touched home.
Once mesmerized, LaShaw remembered his backpack and was off to school. But going to school in a McLaren certainly puts bullies to shame. Now LaShaw can head to and from school without fear, and Zendejas says it is up to parents now to make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else.
That's where us parents have to step in and teach our kids that that's not okay to bully. It's not okay to make comments and make anybody feel that way.
This may not change what happened, but it is a start to moving forward. Michaela Armstrong, 17 News.
That may be a way to combat the bullies, you know. Oh, you're going to think about picking on me? Well, good news. I'm going to ride in a Corvette. And I'm going to outsmart you. Bitch. And even have a sound that go, nang, 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 bitch, bitch, bitch. Alright. I'll be right back. You might remember that we might have told you about a story of parents leaving their kids in cars. Here in Corpus, there was 2 incidents that happened. One person was arrested while the other, two parents were arrested for leaving their child in a car, and one died, one survived. But the question remains is, how long can a child be left in a car unsupervised? How long is the question indeed, especially for lawmakers, as we're about to show you. It's the tips of the trade that can be worth some help. And even then, you as a parent realize not to leave your child unsupervised in a car. So hopefully this can be a teaching experience. Here's Josh Maxwell.
We found a toddler in the backseat of a running car.
Corpus Christi Senior Police Officer Jennifer Collier detailing how the department found out from a witness of a child being left unattended in a car. Collier says the mom was arrested on what they call
abandonment with intent to return. So they felt that the child being left in the vehicle was putting the child in danger.
3 News asked if there was ever an appropriate time to leave your child in the car, even if for a brief moment.
We don't want you to leave your child in the car. We want you to take them in.
Collier says it presents a crime of opportunity, something she says can happen in the blink of an eye.
You see national news where parents ran into a gas station to grab something, came back and their car was gone. Their car was stolen by somebody, and their kids were in the back seat.
Amber Straley is the injury prevention supervisor for Driscoll Children's Hospital. She says that she recommends that no child be left unattended. Age does play a role when it comes to situational awareness.
Babies and toddlers are helpless. They can't verbalize, I'm hot, I need to get out. They can't open the chest clip and the crotch buckle to get themselves out of the car seat, whereas an older kid might be able to.
Straley says that if a child is left unattended, she does encourage onlookers to help out.
All the cops break a window if need be, but rescue that child, help save that child.
A lot of good advice there. Corpus Christi police did tell me that they do get reports from witnesses of children being left unattended in vehicles. They say usually by the time they arrive, the person is gone, but they still ask that if you see it, to report it. That number is 361-886-2600. Mike?
It's common sense to learn, for crying out loud. You don't know how to raise your child, then adopt that child. If you don't, if you want to have, it's less, you don't want to have kids, well, adopt the child. Here's something. Here's a teacher arrested. Here was a teacher that arrested for tracking
Go back
advice.
to today's first edition at 6:54. Before I head out the door today, here are 3 stories being working on our 3 news to go. In Kingsville, an H.M. King High School chemistry teacher faces felony charges in connection with a tracking device investigators say he placed on a woman's car. Corey Scarborough has already been arrested on the charge of installation of a tracking device. In April, a woman says she found a tracking device under her car, and 3 News has just learned Scarborough has been placed on administrative leave by the district. The family of a 28-year-old B County man is in mourning after a fiery week.
Okay, just the first story here. Okay, don't track people. Never do. You never ever will track people. No ifs, ands, buts, or excuses at all. Just don't do it. And if you do it, well, I hate to break it to you. Alright. It's time for viral break now, and this one is really gonna take the cake here. We'll have that for you in just a moment. Stay with us. Finally tonight, could you ever imagine a toy, a talking toy, talking horrible things? Well, here's a portion of that video which got 2.1 million views.
I hacked a Woody doll and made him say horrible things.
Hey Parker, Mommy and Daddy asked me to tell you that they don't love each other anymore.
Whenever I saw those talking toys on TV when I was a kid, I always thought it'd be really funny to make it say bad things, but I'm an adult now, which means I have the money and the ability to do this. I start off by going on Amazon and finding the real deal for the horrible deal of $52.99. After opening up the electronics and realizing I actually had no idea what I was looking at, I decided I was just going to try and make my own thing. I followed a tutorial I found on YouTube, and after a couple days of struggle, and also burns from the soldering iron, I finally had something that would play sounds with the pull of a string. Next, I found a website that would let me write any line I wanted, and Woody would say it. So I drafted up a couple of those and uploaded it to the suspicious device I made, and Woody 2.0 was ready to go.
Get your dirty hands off my string, bitch!
If you want to hear all the horrible things I made him say, and the full process, you can go watch the video on my channel. I hacked a Woody doll and made him say horrible things.
That's kind of funny. Take a look at this.
Access to the internet, so I think it's time to make one of those. So, is it just me that when I was a kid, every time I saw one of those talking toys, I imagined how funny it would be if it just said horrible things? Well, I'm an adult now, with money and access to the internet, so I think it's time to make one of those. So, I thought of a couple options that I think would be pretty funny, okay? Elmo, Woody from Toy Story.
Oh, you little shit!
Winnie the Pooh, Ted, or Mickey Mouse. And I made a poll called, what toy should I turn evil? And the winner was Woody. The first thing I need to make this is obviously the toy. So I went on Amazon and I found it. It's $52. $52 for this. There's no way I paid $52 for this. What the fuck? Oh yeah. Now, I wanted to look inside of the electronics to see what we had to work with. But it felt a little weird considering that Woody's whole thing is that he's alive, but he's just pretending that he's not. So to make things more humane, I put a tiny chloroform rag over his mouth and then threw him in an ice bath. Now, the easiest way to access the electronics is taking his pants off and bending him over, which is not a fun sentence to say or something that is fun to work with, especially since whoever designed this thought it was a good idea to make the pack the same color as his skin. So it really does look like he's just got his cheeks hanging out. And the worst part is definitely the sounds he was making while I was ripping his ass out.
Hey, howdy, hey!
Oh no. Now, there wasn't a good way of getting into this, so I had to bring the big boy tools out. You might be wondering why I didn't use the screwdriver to begin with, and that's because I wanted to hammer and drill things. It's that simple. After taking a closer look at this, I'm not actually sure why I opened it, because I have no idea what the fuck I'm looking at. So I decided that I was just going to build my own thing. I told myself, can't be that hard, right? Right? So I have these little Arduinos, and you can do pretty much anything with them. So I went on YouTube, typed in, how to play sounds on Arduino, took a couple notes, wrote the steps down, bought everything I needed, got a little mad when it wasn't working, got sad when I couldn't figure out anything that I wrote down, realized the tutorial wasn't that hard, I'm just stupid. But then I noticed something. This breadboard is not going to fit up Woody's ass, which means I'm going to need to solder things together. And to do that, I need a soldering iron, which is very hot, because, you use it to melt metal. And I've failed to remember that multiple times, because I burnt my fingerprints off, to the point where I couldn't unlock my phone, not once, but like 3 times. It's fine though, because they grow back. It's just never going to be the same, you know what I mean? And a soldering iron is kind of hard to use if you don't know what you're doing, because you'll do things like use wires that don't stick to the solder and not realize that's what's happening. So you try to solder something for like 3 hours with solder that doesn't stick, or buy wires that are too big for what you're working on. But once you get past all of that, it's actually not that bad. After a lot of hours and a couple of prototypes, I ended up with this, which is basically a little thing that you can put sound files on the SD card, put the SD card inside of it, and then if you connect these 2 wires together, it picks a random sound on the SD card and then plays it. It's basically what's inside of Woody, but I can choose whatever sound I want. And the sound I want is Woody saying dumb things, which was actually pretty easy to get because of AI. I don't know if you've seen any of those clips around, but if someone's popular enough, you can make them say pretty much anything you want.
I just dropped like 150 milligram edible, and I'm feeling fucking zooted. Honestly, I'm feeling on the top floor right now. I'm about to design like 30 new fucking space cars and get us some Mars.
So I looked around and found a website that lets you do this, and it has a bunch of voices. Some work pretty good.
Hello, I'm a text-to-speech system. Here's an example of my voice reading this message.
And then some are less great, like the Scooby-Doo one.
Hello, I'm a text-to-speech system. Please respectful of my voice reading this message.
Thankfully, the Woody one's pretty good.
Hello, I'm a text-to-speech system.
So then with that, I just thought of a couple lines that I thought would be funny and save them somewhere. Now, I didn't want to waste all the electronics from Woody, and the speaker I had wasn't the loudest. So I thought, hey, why don't I just try and take the speaker that was already in Woody and swap it out with the speaker that I have? Maybe it'll be louder. Not bad. And I also needed a button, so why not just use the button that was already in Woody? Now, the last thing I needed to solder was the battery. All that was left to do was to neatly pack this up and then put it inside of Woody. Whoa.
Back in the air.
After that, he was finally done. Introducing the all-new Woody, your new best friend comes with over 30 sounds and phrases.
Hey, Parker, Mommy and Daddy asked me to tell you that they don't love each other anymore. Get your dirty hands off my string, bitch.
Hey, Woody, do you want to play today?
Shut up, ugly. This is why your parents don't fucking love you.
Hey, Woody, have you seen Buzz?
Let me tell you, he'd be easier to find if he hadn't slept with my wife. I don't have nostrils, but I can still tell your breath fucking stinks. There's a snake in my boot, and there's about to be a boot in your ass. How about instead of playing with toys, you grow up and get a job you broke, bitch? Santa's not real. Santa's not real. Santa's not real. Santa's not real.
Woody, the kids at school are making fun of me again.
Probably because you're a huge fucking pussy.
This cowboy even comes to life.
I just shit myself. She don't love me, partner. Never did. Red, fuck. Buzz, you've really gone and done it this time. I'm really sorry, partner. Where the fuck are my car keys? Do you have my car keys, Buzz? Green. Fuck! If only you'd stayed, Andy. If only you'd stayed.
Alright, so that's the end for this video, but I've got a whole list of stuff coming up. If you want to see that, consider subscribing.
Let's watch that again. I know. Let's watch it again.
And it'll be done.
You're not here laughing.
Introducing the all-new Woody. Your new best friend comes with over 30 sounds and phrases.
Hey, Parker, Mommy and Daddy asked me to tell you that they don't love each other anymore. Get your dirty hands off my string, bitch.
Hey, Woody, do you want to play today?
Shut up, ugly. This is why your parents don't fucking love you.
Hey, Woody, have you seen Buzz?
Let me tell you, he'd be easier to find if he hadn't slept with my wife. I don't have nostrils, but I can still tell your breath fucking stinks. There's a snake in my boot, and there's about to be a boot in your ass. How about instead of playing with toys, you grow up and get a job you broke, bitch? Santa's not real. Santa's not real. Santa's not real. Santa's not real.
Woody, the kids at school are making fun of me again.
Probably because you're a huge fucking pussy.
This cowboy even comes to life.
I just shit myself.
Oh, shit. Peanut butter.
She don't love me, partner. Never did. Red, fuck. Buzz, you've really gone and done it this time. I'm really sorry, partner. Where the fuck are my car keys? Do you have my car keys, Buzz? Green. Fuck. If only you'd stayed, Andy. If only you'd stayed.
Alright, so that's the end for this.
There's a snake in my book, and there's not be food up your ass. Return to no fun. That's a treatment and fun. Even this one.
All that was left to do was to kneel.
Nah, bro, I was laughing.
Introducing the all-new Woody. Your new best friend comes with over 30 sounds and phrases.
Hey, Parker, Mommy and Daddy asked me to tell you that they don't love each other anymore.
Hey, son, I got you a present. Okay. Thank you for Woody. That'd be... It'd be a good gift to give. It would probably not be a good gift to give to your mom, to give to your kid. If they would say something like this.
Hey, Parker, Mommy and Daddy asked me to tell you that they don't love each other anymore.
That gift, the kids cry. Mommy, Daddy. Are you sure you don't love each other anymore? That's what Woody told me.
Get your dirty hands off my string, bitch.
Hey, Woody, do you want to play today?
Shut up, ugly. This is why your parents don't fucking love you.
Hey, Woody, have you seen Buzz?
Let me tell you, he'd be easier to find if he hadn't slept with my wife. I don't have nostrils, but I can still tell your breath fucking stinks.
Hey, that's not nice.
There's a snake in my boot, and there's about to be a boot in your ass.
Oh my god. Okay, we are... In 8 years, I have never laughed so fucking hard until this thing came along. Now, here's a preview we have for you come up on Friday.
The 5 of us that sold at the same time all sold our homes within 2 weeks. Most of them sold them in a day or two.
This is a suburb south of Chicago. Guess who lives here? Black families, the blacks you usually don't see in the local news. Of course, a lot more white families once lived here.
Down a few blocks down there, there were whites. It was all white down the way, and they left. We move in, they move out.
Why can't black families and white families live together?
I guess that the stereotype that has gone on and on and on, as much as people want to say things have changed Some things have not changed at all.
A black party in a Chicago suburb. Here and outside most other American cities, the colors and cultures are changing. And when they do, the next step is predictable and troubling. Many whites simply don't want to be a part of this.
I started feeling very uncomfortable in the neighborhood, and I basically told my husband, I'm leaving if you want to come with.
It doesn't bother me at all seeing blacks in the area. It's just the crime that comes with it sometimes. You know, what do they bring in?
You're hearing from people who are saying, I really have a fear of that 6 foot 5 inch, 250 pound black man with big lips moving next door to me.
Is this what we expected when America began to seriously confront racial separation in the last half-century? Despite the progress that has been made in integration in so many areas, in work, school, the popular culture, where we live remains by and large a separation zone. It's still a radical idea that blacks and whites will live in the same neighborhoods. We've come to one American town that is determined to change that. It is trying to recruit white families willing to live side by side with black families in the Chicago suburb of Madison.
We don't ignore our differences in Madison. We celebrate them.
For the past year, we've been asking tough questions about race in Madison, Illinois, and other nearby suburbs. Places once all white, now turning black. People trying to deal with the painful reality. Why must it always be black or white, not black and white?
If we can understand what is happening here in these neighborhoods, perhaps we can understand what still divides us. In this hour, we'll hear some honest talk from blacks and whites about the reasons we still don't want to live together.
Why can't we live together? That's coming up on a special Friday, on a Friday night special for Give Me a Break. So I really hope you'll see this one. We had planned to do this for you on a Wednesday, but this is really an eye-opener, all about racial issues. I mean, whites and blacks, when you get along, it's all about racism, right? I tend to keep racism out of this. But really, it's just something that we need to talk. It's something. It's an issue that needs to be discussed, and if we don't talk about it, then this is the third happen. So, with that in mind, that's all for this edition of Give Me a Break Thursday. We'll see you again tomorrow for Give Me a Break Friday, for a special Give Me a Break Friday. For all of us here at YouTube, and Give Me a Break. Stop bullying. Speak up. Concentration, not strength. No jaywalking. Have a good night.